This is the reason why Kaizer Chiefs rejected Ayanda Patosi. Ayanda Patosi was offered to Kaizer Chiefs, but Kaizer Chiefs said, Ayanda Patosi, we are okay with Ayanda Patosi, right? Ayanda Patosi also was reportedly training with Cape Town City. So it's just one of those things to say, why didn't they sign him? Why was he offered to Kaizer Chiefs when he's actually training with Cape Town City? So I'm about to break it down for you, provided that you're interested. If you are, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm asking, and that is you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. Because doing that, it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to spread this video to as many people as possible, like you. Yeah, like you. Okay. Having said that, guys, we need to talk. We need to talk. You and I need to talk. There's a lot of things that we need to talk about as far as Ayanda Patosi's move to Kaizer Chiefs. Why it failed, right? Why it failed, right? So, a report has emerged from IFA Post, and this is what they've got to say. A source revealed this and says he was offered to Kaizer Chiefs and he was keen on playing there, but they showed no interest in signing him. In simple terms, they rejected him. Right? Maybe I need to repeat this statement because, yeah, man, it's funny. It's funny. Huh? He was offered to Kaizer Chiefs and he was keen on playing there, but they showed no interest in signing him, a source said. There are quite a number of reasons why. He's an attacking midfielder, right? So in Kaizer Chiefs so far, they have Ashley Dupree, they have Ukhaukhelo Sakhota, they have recently signed Christian Sael, who is going to be playing as well as a winger. We have seen, actually, there's a video I did about Christian Sael, and I told you that according to that man who was being interviewed, I think it was a kickoff, they said that, you know what we saw with Christian Sael, how he positioned himself. It is exactly what that guy said. He likes to have a space in front of him so he could take on defenders. And exactly when I saw that that game, that Christian Sael, I was like, this is exactly what this person said. And this person was interviewed, I think, by kickoff.com, and he watched Christian Sael from previous teams where he played for in Zambia, and he was like, this guy, he's a very pacey guy. He enjoy taking on defenders, he enjoy running at defenders, and that's what we have seen so far. So you've got a person like that, and I don't know in terms of the, because now you've got Ashley Dupree, you have Ukhaukhelo Sakhota, you have Christian Sael. Who else am I leaving aside? Okay, Udoli as well can play as a winger. Yes, he has not been performing as you would have loved. Maybe those are the things that Kaizer Chiefs looked into, and also the age. They've recently signed Christian Sael. Guess what? 22 years of age. So, and number two, the body. So when it comes to Ayanda Patosi, if I'm not mistaken, is around his 30s. So if you are Kaizer Chiefs, you are looking at building your club, starting from scratch, wanting to bring on young players, so it doesn't make sense. And you have seen that Kaizer Chiefs, actually, they are moving more into grooming their own players, and that tells you that Kaizer Chiefs are not necessarily looking at succeeding with immediate effect, but they are looking at a long-term success. I can tell you now that if Kaizer Chiefs can do well this season in terms of helping these players to settle down, next season you will start seeing Kaizer Chiefs maybe gaining one trophy, and the following season you're going to start seeing Kaizer Chiefs now, starting to dominate the league. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my observation as far as this club is concerned. Now, so bringing in a person like Ayanda Patosi, it really doesn't necessarily, it doesn't speak to what you are doing. They've been saying they are building. Yes, you need experience, but you need experience to a certain extent, and you need experience to key positions, right? For me, right now, if we are to talk about an experienced player, you need a player in number 6 position that is experienced, that is going to groom Samgelozwane. So you already, maybe I make an example, you bring on Charlie, and then Jali must groom who's this guy? Samgelozwane at Kaizer Chiefs. So it makes sense because it's a crucial position. And by the way, Kaizer Chiefs stated categorically clear that they want to sign a number 6 player, right? So Ayanda Patosi is just an attacking midfielder. He's not a number 6. So he did not fit into what Kaizer Chiefs are looking for. Another thing that I'm noticing with Kaizer Chiefs these days is that they believe more into their development. Remember, recently they've upgraded into another Fabian Makat. I think it's Eden Makat. Yeah, he goes by the name Eden Makat. So they are not interested in bringing in older players, but they are interested in more. They're interested in more like bringing in players from their development. Now, let me remind you what Umli Fensegi once said. He once said that in what they are doing in the development, they go into the senior team and understand the requirement to play for a senior team and profile each and every position. What type of a player does that position requires, and then they groom players according to that, so they can fit Ife's team accordingly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that then tells you, Uguti, Kaizer Chiefs, then they are looking into, they are now taking their development serious, and they are now making sure that they profile players, and whosoever they bring to the first team, they bring a player accordingly. It's not like they are just grooming players. So maybe also that what affects, not even maybe, it's what affects Ayanda Patosi from joining Kaizer Chiefs, because now you are old and Kaizer Chiefs are faced with these three questions to answer. If you are signing Ayanda Patosi but you are building, does it make sense? No, it doesn't, because you are building. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Kaizer Chiefs stated categorically that they wanted a number 6. Ayanda Patosi is not a number 6; he's an attacking midfielder, right? So that is what has been my observation with why they rejected Ayanda Patosi. It doesn't decide this deal. Ayanda Patosi doesn't speak to what Kaizer Chiefs are trying to do. So it was inevitable for us to see Ayanda Patosi being rejected by Kaizer Chiefs. So far, yes. And again, maybe when they bring in an attacking midfielder, they're gonna be bringing a player that is very much that has got future. Let me say so. Maybe when they bring in a player like that, they're gonna bring a player with more future than to bring a player for the sake of bringing a player with no future. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs are interested to bring in players who could probably last 2 seasons or 3 seasons, right? They are looking at more seasons into the club. Yeah, so that's why maybe you've got the likes of Wandile Dube, you've got the likes of Mduduzi Shabalala, you've got the likes of Samgelozwane, you've got the likes of goalkeeping department, by the way. You've got who's this guy? It's not Brian Molefe, man. Yeah, I think he's there. He's very young. He was in the development. He's at Kaizer Chiefs now. He's training with the first team. You've got Eden Makat playing on the local training with the first team. You've got I'm counting young players. You've got Happy Mashiane, young player, on the first team. You've got Sabelo Hatebe on the first team. You've got who's this guy as well? Mshini is a very young player. So if you're looking at these players, you're like, okay, Kaizer Chiefs are interested in grooming their own young players, and there are very much bigger advantage in doing that. You know what it is, ne? They are not rushing into success, but the day this team starts to gel, I'm telling you, they're gonna have success that's gonna probably take 7 years. There's gonna be 7 years of reaping fruits. You know what I'm saying? Harvesting one way, because the team has already gelled, they understand each other. And the last thing that we need to talk about is research says if you are buying a player or you are bringing a player into the first team, it's probably going to take them 1 season to settle down. Then the next season, that's when you're going to start seeing results from them. So that's when they now understand each other, because what is critical as well is a player settling in the team and then understanding your teammates as a player. So once you understand the weakness and the strength of your teammate, then you know, okay, let me give you this last example. If you remember perfectly, we had Kokoba at Kaizer Chiefs, and then you had Skarangobesa. Skarangobesa will do his things, and Makokoba knew, okay, Skarangobesa now is busy dribbling people there, and is standing here as dribbling player. But Makokoba knew, okay, now that this guy is doing this, I need to go and open my look, or be in a position where when he's done, he knows what I'm doing. And then he's going to pass the ball in a 50-50, and Makokoba will be the first one to get the ball. And you will always remember that the best supplier of Makokoba was Garangobes. That was only happening because the two understood each other. Yeah, well, Makokoba knew Uskarangobesa, when he's busy dribbling people, I need to gap for him. I need to take on the defenders. You understand? And the defenders cannot afford to let go of him. They need to keep track of him. So they can't go to Uskarangobesa, all of them. Some of them need to go to Makokoba because Makokoba has a speed. Makokoba, we are referring to one Mkumbiganoa. What a speed. So that has been Kaizer Chiefs. About 10-1, they used to pay the same thing. 10-1, at some point he was banned because 10-1 was running from the beginning of the game until the end of the game. Yeah, so I'm saying it took the understanding of players to say, oh, okay, if this one is doing this, then I must be doing this, because he knows that when he's doing this, I'm going to be doing this. Then he's going to pass the ball in a way that I can get the ball. And you know what I'm saying? To achieve that is going to take time. So those are the things, those are contributing factor that makes Kaizer Chiefs to reject Ayanda Patosi. That has been my analysis so far. I'll see you on the next video. But until the next video, guys, please take care.